Hey yo, what's going on guys? It's your boy Scatino, aka Scat, and welcome to my brand new video. So today is all about talking about Game of the Year 2012. Now there's been quite a lot of great games out this year. Games like Max Payne 3, Borderlands 2, Dishonored, Black Ops 2, whether or not you want to still call that, Call of Duty shit a great game or not, that's entirely up to you. But, there's been quite a lot of good games out there. I mean, even on the PlayStation Vita, a brand new platform that come out this year, there's a lot of talk about people calling it a flop. It's not got any games, but at the end of the day, if you really dive into the PlayStation Vita, it's got a hell of a lot of great games on there. So, I'm not going to go into any more about that. I'm going to save the PS Vita stuff for a later video because I've got a lot to talk about. But yeah, definitely check out the Vita. But as I was saying, a lot of great games have actually come out this year, and I've played a lot of games this year as well. But when I came to kind of deliberating my Game of the Year 2012, I had to put this year into perspective as well against last year. I mean, even though there was a lot of good games that come out this year, I really don't think this year was as memorable as 2011. I mean, I think some of the games that come out this year can't really compare to what we had in 2011. Uncharted 3, Skyrim, Dark Souls, shit, what else? I'm talking, there was a lot of great games, especially in the latter half of the year. Like Team Ico Collection that come out as well. Resistance 3, games like that. There was a lot of games that come out last year. Really memorable games. 2011 would have been a hard year to top by any means. But coming into 2012, like I say, I don't think it's been as memorable. Although there has been some good games, some good to great games. So yeah, like I was saying, when it comes to deliberating just my Game of the Year 2012, it come down between two games, Far Cry 3 and The Walking Dead. Now, Far Cry 3 to me was a fantastic game, by all means. I enjoyed the story, the gameplay was absolutely top notch. So many things you could do in that game. The map was huge. The gun combat was great. The vehicles were great. There's so many ways to travel, whether it be, by a car, by a quad bike thing, by a hang glider, by a jumpsuit thing. It's like, it was crazy. It was crazy. However, the thing about Far Cry 3 is, it's not really that original. It's not really unique in what it was trying to do. It didn't really break any new ground. As far as open world games go, it was a great open world game. But like I say, it was like, kind of generic. In terms of like the missions, this, that, and the other. Now that comment there might be quite controversial for a lot of people who played the game. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not taking anything away from the game. I think it was fantastic, but it was just another open world game, another open world sandbox game. So then I come down to Walking Dead, and that is what I've decided to give my Game of the Year 2012 to The Walking Dead. Now, my reasons for this is basically because I feel The Walking Dead has tried to break new ground in terms of being able to push a narrative forward. If you look at the actual gameplay of The Walking Dead, there's not that much to it really. Kind of like a point-and-click adventure game. A lot of the real big moments come out of just the choices you make through dialogue and things like that. But first of all, let me give you a bit of background about me and The Walking Dead. Now, to be honest, the first time I ever heard of The Walking Dead was when the TV series first started. And I think I watched the first couple of episodes, and then for one reason or another, I missed a few episodes and kind of just got out of the run of it sort of thing. So, and up to now, I've never gone back to it, which I think is a shame because a lot of people are still talking about The Walking Dead at the minute. I think they're halfway through season 3 at the moment, so continuing in February or some shit like that. So a lot of people are still really hyped for it, and I will go back to it eventually once I get the collection on Blu-ray. But yeah, so the TV series come out, and then I heard about this game. And to be honest, first of all, I kind of got a feel like it's going to be like a Left 4 Dead sort of game. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of zombies, to be honest. I mean, I enjoy zombies, but I'm not like proper hyped for it. You know, like playing Call of Duty Zombies, I'm not like hyped for that shit. So I was thinking, oh, it's going to be something like Left 4 Dead, getting chased down the street by a bunch of zombies. It's going to be more about all the different and gruesome ways, all the different and gruesome ways you're able to kill zombies, you know, things like that. How wrong could I have been, you know? The Walking Dead really is nothing like that. Yes, zombies are a part of it, they are a part of it, but the thing about the Walking Dead game is it's more about the characters. It's more about how the characters interact with each other, how they are dealing with what is happening in this world, you know, how they are dealing with with this outbreak of a zombie virus and whatever. You know, it's not just about the zombies, it's not about killing zombies in all these different ways. It's about the characters interacting with all the other survivors. Everybody's trying to survive in this world by any means necessary. You know, that's what I really liked. It's really pushing the narrative forward. In terms of, you know, how video games can tell a story, you know, I think a lot of people can take a lot from the Walking Dead game now and make really great stories. Don't get me wrong, there's been great stories in video games in the past. Some really great stories, but, you know, I think the not so good stories kind of outweigh the good ones, if you know what I mean. You know, a lot is focused on gameplay and building a story around the gameplay, whereas with The Walking Dead, it was kind of like building the gameplay around the story, if you know what I mean. I think that's the best way I could put it. I mean, I'm fair dues to those people who don't make the best stories in games, because, you know, people say, well, gameplay is everything, it's a video game. You're meant to play a video game, you're not meant to watch a video game. But again, it's being able to push the envelope and doing different things with video games. You know, the industry doesn't have to stick to one thing. It's good to see developers, you know, branching out and doing different things and experimenting. And when those experiments pay off, like they have in The Walking Dead, you know, it's a really great thing. And then we have a real true gem of 2012. So like I say, it's definitely all about pushing the narrative forward. I think the first episode in particular was, you know, it's kind of slow, obviously. You know, they were trying to build the characters, make you aware of the situations and what's going on. You know, kind of building the foundation, but then when episode 2 comes, everything starts picking up. I think episode 3 absolutely floored me, just with what things we're dealing with now. I'm not sure if the ending to episode 3 I got would be the same as everyone else's, because it all depends on different choices that you make throughout the game. But I think what the character of Kenny and his family have to deal with at the end of episode 3 was, to me, jaw-dropping. And for scenes like that to be acted out in a video game, you know, it's not really heard of. The Walking Dead really you know, touches on themes that we don't often see in video games. You know, even adult orientated video games, it doesn't really get touched on that much. I think other than The Walking Dead, I think one of the games with like a really powerful and heart-wrenching story to it was Heavy Rain, which came out like 2 years ago now. You know, to me, The Walking Dead, you know, is able to equal that in terms of the drama it creates, in terms of, you know, you being able to connect with the characters, connect with, you know, what they're going through. You're able to share it with them. You know, you kind of, you get to understand the mentality of the characters, and obviously because it's you making them choices, it's like, well, if that was me in that situation, what would I do? It's not just a random thing, you know, and that's one of the things that I really love about it. You don't get that often. And the experience as a whole, it just took it to me to another level of, you know, storytelling in video games. It was phenomenal. I'm so glad I played it. I think everybody should really give it a chance. I mean, like I say, even if you're not a big fan of the zombies, don't worry about that, because although, like I say previous, you know, although zombies are in the game and they do play a part, it's not just about the zombies. It's very much a character-driven story. It's very much about the characters and how they're dealing with it, you know. And, you know, it's just... It floored me, to be honest. The whole experience of The Walking Dead absolutely floored me. And I think, even now, I think I beat it, when was it? I think last week or the week before. So, like, a week or 2 weeks ago now since I beat it. And even now I'm thinking about it. It's left a lasting impression on there. And other than Far Cry 3, which I want to go back and finish collecting all the little collectibles around the world, you know, other than that, The Walking Dead is the only game that I'm really, really thinking about after I've beat it. You know, it's the only game that, you know, I'm thinking, would they do a sequel to it? No, how would they do a sequel to it? I'd love to see some more of the characters, you know, but then again, I hope that they don't make one, because this is just a true gem, you know, and I think it'll be a while before we actually get something like this again in the industry. You know, maybe it'll be next generation we'll get something like this, because obviously, you know, with the more power of the machines that we get. But yeah, those are the reasons that I give The Walking Dead my game of the year 2012. Whether or not you agree, that's entirely up to you. You know, it's just how I feel about it. But, you know, definitely if you get a chance, drop me a comment. Let me know what your game of the year 2012 was. I'd definitely like to hear some opinions about this. Hopefully, you know, get a bit of a discussion going. Try to avoid any spoilers if you do comment, though, please, obviously. But yeah, that's just it from me. So I think 2012 was, you know, a pretty good year for gaming. I'm expecting even better things to come out of 2013, which I honestly can't wait for. So definitely check me out then. So yeah, The Walking Dead, Game of the Year 2012. I'm your boy Scatinio, and I'm out. Peace.